Hi, my name is Tyann Willard, and today I'm going to talk to you about ethics in accounting, past and present. So in order to understand the present level of ethics in accounting, we have to understand the history and how we got to where we are. So in 1887, the American Association of Public Accounts was established, and one of their main goals was to establish a sense of professionalism among accountancy. And this is something that has been on the topic and large on the minds of these federations and groups who have established these accounting principles over the last 100 years. The AAPA eventually turned into the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. And this evolution between these two phases happened about the same time the United States was growing with their stock market and corporations. And this was an important time because it was required that all of these ethics be put into place so that the public would have honest financial statements to go off of with their investing in the stock market. Another group that was formed was the Financial Accounting Standards Board, of the FASB, and they became a separate entity from the AICPA, and they included not only accountants but other business professionals to gain a larger sense of ethics and principles that were needed in the business world. So although all of these were put into place and these regulations and rules and bylaws, scandals still occurred, and some of the main scandals happened back in early 2000s. One of these was Enron, and Enron falsified revenues by a lot. They began to invest in offshore companies that were formed by their own CEO, and they also bought and sold contracts within themselves in the form of partnerships, recognizing revenue every time that the contracts would exchange hands. WorldCom was another scandal that happened about this time in 2002, and they falsified their financial statements by capitalizing expenses instead of putting them as expenses on their financial statements, and it overstated their revenues by a lot. Arthur Andersen was actually an accounting firm that had been around for almost 90 years, and they had their hands involved in both Enron and WorldCom, and they'd begun to get greedy and wanted more money for less work, and began to take higher level of fees to provide a better auditing report for these companies. And in fact, when Enron came under fire for bad financial practices, Arthur Andersen began to shred their documents involving Enron to try and erase what they had done. So because of these scandals, there was a few things that were put into place, and one was the Sarbanes-Oxley Act that happened in 2002. And this act sought to they've passed laws that increase the required level of independence of auditors who work with their auditing clients. And another group was the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, and public companies who trade on the stock exchange are required to register with this group, and they oversee auditing standards that all auditors of public companies should go by in order to allow these companies to send their audits to the public. So the takeaways from this research paper were the importance that we need to have educated accountants. It's important for us to understand where these ethics came from and why they happened, so we can avoid doing the same things in the future or thinking that these things are not important. It's also important for us to realize that these ethics and principles are put into place to protect the public, that in order for the public to have true and honest documents, we need well-educated and accountants with high levels of integrity to protect the public. And also, these ethics are put into place so that accountants can have a sense of respect for them and a sense of professionalism for their careers, that they can have a level of professionalism among themselves and be viewed as honest and truthful, as that is what our work as accountants should be, is to be able to maintain the integrity of financial statements and things that are available to the public. So maintain your level of ethic and professionalism in your career, and you will be a great accountant. Thank you.